Today I will be teaching you how to do various things from Chapter 9. Many of these problems will take you all over the place, so they might not necessarily be done in the chronological order we first learned them in. However, due to this, I will try to give you a diverse mix of each question type. There will be time for questions both in between topics and after this video is over. Anyone caught not paying attention will be subjected to 3 days worth of detention and a stern lecture. The first problem we have is quite simple, as it really only requires some number replacement. Basic stuff. Write an equation of a circle with center -5, -8, and radius 2. Now, in order to do this problem, you obviously need to know the circle equation. In this instance, the specific one we're talking about now is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. The center of the circle is represented as hk. Once you know that, solving this particular type of problem becomes a relatively easy task. After plugging in the numbers, you'll find that the equation comes out to be x plus 5 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 4. In general, circles are pretty easy once you have some practice with them. Did somebody say practice? You now have 1 minute to figure out this problem, or, well, nothing is going to change, but you should still do it. Man, what happened? That dude knocked me out and took my wallet. Well, it's good to know that you've all been working during my brief venture into unconsciousness. Now, it's time to see if you can find the center and radius from the equation. Essentially, we're doing what we just did, but we're doing it backwards. For example, instead of squaring the number at the back, we're finding its square root, etc. Find the center and radius of a circle with the equation x minus 7 squared plus y plus 7 squared equals 49. Now, as I just stated, we can find the radius by just square rooting 49, so let's hit that with a bat. If you were following along, you know that the numbers at the back of the parentheses are supposed to be subtracted from their variables. This means, although you're subtracting and adding 7, respectively, you're actually doing the opposite. Due to this, the center ends up being 7, -7 instead of -7, 7. An easy way to think of this is by multiplying each number by -1. So the answer turns out to be that the center is 7, -7, and the radius is 7. That's pretty easy. So, now that you've got that down, go ahead and do this problem. Or don't. I don't really care. I'm not your parent, and even if I was, I wouldn't admit it. Now, we have one more question to go through before I effectively lob myself out of ever doing math for schoolwork ever again. Well, technically speaking, we've got two, since you guys are doing one as well. But hey, don't sweat the small stuff. Graph x plus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 36. Now hear me out here, because this is going to take a few steps to explain. The diameter of a circle is how long it is from one endpoint to the opposite endpoint. Due to this, it will be very easy to graph a circle if we find out what its diameter is. In order to do this, we need to find the square root of 36, which is 6. Now we need to double 6, because the diameter of a circle is twice as long as its radius. After doing this, we find out that the diameter of this circle is 12. And, because we learned how to find the center of the circle earlier, we can find out that the center is -1, 1. Once you find the center, all you need to do is draw a circle that has a diameter of 12 units. Now this may seem like cheating, and that's because it's totally what this is. Trust me, in my experience, this method is way easier than what we've been taught. Not that most of you will have a chance to use it because we'll be leaving in the next few days. But again, don't sweat the small stuff. With that being said, here is the last problem that you've got to complete for me.